Hey, what's up guys, my name is Cherno. Welcome back to another one of these review thingies. Today we're going to be taking a look at Kena, Bridge of Spirits. I don't know how it's pronounced. This is based off of a suggestion on my previous video, so if there's something that you want me to take a look at, definitely leave it in the comment section below. Okay, this is the announcement trailer from back on the 12th of June, so it is a while ago. I'll have a link to this as always in the description below. Let's take a look at what we've got. There's that cinematic theme again everywhere, just the way everything's shot and the way everything looks like. This reminds me a little bit of the Ratchet and Clank, kind of, maybe because there's creatures and stuff around. Oh man, they're really pumping it up to 11 with these cinematic trailers. So this is obviously more of a cartoon kind of vibe if we contrast this with Spider-Man, which we looked at last time. You know, this kind of face rendering is just, it's stylistically different. It's not that it's necessarily worse looking, it's just a different style. I mean, this looks more like a cartoon or some kind of Disney Pixar animation compared to something a little bit more on the photorealistic side, but still really nice. There's that cinematic depth of field going on here and kind of the, I guess, the telephoto lens effect here.
You do not fully understand.
Not really a telephoto lens effect, just more of like a telephoto lens on the camera's field of view. Oh, okay, lots of stuff going on here. That was a nice little transition there. So we've got a bunch of lens flares here, actually. Particle effects, as always, that hashtag lit particles going on everywhere. There they are. That's really nice, really amazing. Yeah, you can tell with all of the, the quality of the effects and the particle count and everything, it really does feel next gen. Next gen in the sense that like maybe a PlayStation 4 or like an Xbox One would struggle with that in the current gen, but a PC obviously could do all of this pretty easily depending on the GPU. But in terms of consoles, like it really does feel next gen because of just the amount of that. This lighting is very detailed. That, again, look at those particles, guys. Like, literally, look at this.
But you cannot.
Beautiful rack focus there. Sometimes on games, the depth of field effect can work really well if it's just on kind of one focus plane, but as it moves, like the actual animation of the focus plane shifting and moving when you're racking focus can be a little bit jarring, so this looks really smooth, which I'm impressed by. I mean, all of the, to be fair, all of the kind of next gen effects, like with depth of field, have looked phenomenal. Still don't know what this game's about.
I have no power here.
But as usual, looks like a movie. Oh, okay, that's nice. That's nice. I'm trying to pick up on this. I mean, you know, there's not as many particle effects going on, so it doesn't seem as impressive, but it is just beautiful. And then this, again, the gameplay kind of seems a little bit more scaled down, but this stuff's really nice, really cool. This almost reminds me of like, you know, the Japanese like soot balls in the Studio Ghibli films. That's cute. I always loved them. Reminds me a little bit of Fable. I've never played that game really, but it's got that kind of Fable vibe with all the green saturation and everything. All those effects. The fog is quite nice. Nothing special, but it looks nice. I liked the quality of self-shadowing there as well, or just general shadowing from the hair. Those shadows definitely look quite nice. Alright. Don't know much about what the game is about, but it does look really good, and it does kind of, I guess, keep following that theme of just the cinematic masterpieces that we're seeing here come up on this PlayStation channel with all of these new games, really. And it's just really cool to see how they're able to start actually using so much of the real-time rendering within the engine itself to create these cutscenes. I remember back in the day, they used to play like little compressed videos of like pre-rendered sequences in between cutscenes and stuff. I mean, this is like probably 15 years ago, but still, it's so cool how the game engine technology lately has kind of, you know, even though it's mostly for games, I guess, and for real-time kind of interactive rendering like what you see in a video game, it's still very, very useful in like the film industry and for kind of pre-visualization as well as actual like, you know, animation and movie kind of style things, not just games. And that's mostly due to just the fact that real-time rendering really is getting up to that new level, and we can see that with the reflection of like Unreal Engine being used in The Mandalorian for certain pre-visualization and other kind of scenes to help them actually shoot properly in kind of an environment where you might not exactly know what's going on. So I'm really excited to see all these games rolling out. The gameplay is obviously a different level because when you control things in terms of like cinematography and you're actually able to, you know, hand animate like, you know, all of the movements of the characters because you're actually doing a cutscene, that's one thing. But when you're playing the game, you know, it's a little bit different because it has to respond to the player movements. Usually doesn't feel as fluid. Some games do it better than others, but in general, this kind of, you know, shift into more of like the movie aesthetic. I don't know exactly what to call it, but it's something that I'm definitely welcoming, and I'm really excited to see what people can do this, especially after the PlayStation 5 comes out and developers have had a couple of years to actually mature into that technology. Let me know what you guys thought in the comment section below. Please don't forget to hit that like button if you did enjoy this video, and suggest what you want me to take a look at next, because I'm thoroughly enjoying looking at all of this amazing new works of art that we're seeing. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.